As many of you know, I have lost 50 pounds over the course of following my own wellness roadmap, and then was able to turn that into wellness roadmaps that I now personalize for other individuals who are looking to lose weight and gain energy. In addition to that, we go through a number of positive behavior changes as well as mindset shifts that get you there on your journey. These are all things that I incorporated on my journey as I was losing 50 pounds. Now, the most important thing about my weight loss journey is the fact that I sustained it, right? I was able to keep the 50 pounds off and continue to do so. Now, maintenance is a very different realm than weight loss, but it's also really important to know what it's going to be like to be in maintenance as you are on your journey. And so we talk a lot about that in my group coaching calls and with my clients on the side, as well as my one-on-one class. But I want to share with you in this video some of the ways that I stay on track with maintenance. Number one thing that I focus on in maintenance is my nutrition. There are going to be times where I fall off with my movement or my exercise for the day or the week. Sometimes I'm sick. That happens. Sometimes I can't do some of the activities that I plan on doing at the gym around the schedule that my kids have. And sometimes life generally gets in the way, and sometimes I'm too tired. And other times it is a bad week for me. And so I'm not going to be at the gym, or I'm not going to necessarily be working out at home. Those happen sporadically throughout different months, and I have to adjust around those. But what I will be doing every day is eating food. And so I have made sure that I focus on my nutrition as a form of ensuring my maintenance when it comes to my weight loss. And I encourage you to do the same thing. So when it comes to my nutrition, I have my wellness roadmap, which outlines the amount of protein that I need every day, the amount of water that I make sure I have every day, and also gives me an idea of what my plate should look like as I'm preparing meals and meal prepping and meal planning for the week. So if you want to learn more about meal prepping and meal planning, I do have videos linked below that are wonderful on this topic. And I'm telling you, if I'm being honest with you, it is one of the number one tricks to get you on track when it comes to your weight loss and sustaining your weight, because it's hard to try to cook for every single meal in the moment. And we have too many options when it comes to convenience foods or fast foods that make it hard when we are tired to make healthy choices. So definitely focus on preparing your meals in advance. That makes my wellness roadmap so much easier. But I'll share with you, for example, what today looked like. So today I had a number of meetings, some client calls, things like that, but I made sure to stick to my wellness roadmap around that. Now, my wellness roadmap starts with my sleep. So I make sure I get enough sleep. That's going to make a difference throughout my day on how I address and stick with my wellness roadmap. So I do make sure I get the same amount of sleep every night. And for me, I need 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So at least 8, preferably 9. I know, that's a lot, but I need it. And I've noticed that that's what is best for my body. So you'll figure out what's best for you. From there, I make sure that the first thing I do in the morning is I drink water. I get at least 24 ounces, sometimes 30 ounces in the morning before I do anything else. So I'll be drinking before my meditation time, before my prayer time. I'll drink water, after I brush my teeth. And, throughout my morning, really early morning routine, that's kind of what I'll be focusing on. And then from there, I jump into things like my core exercises, which we'll talk about those later. But just in terms of nutrition, I focus on getting water early in the morning. So I get at least 24 to 30 ounces out of the way. I'm someone who needs, for my body weight, I need about 70 ounces of water every day. You want to drink at least half of your body weight in ounces. So for me, at 140 pounds of muscle, fat, and everything in between, I need 70 ounces of water every day. That's something that you'll know for yourself. So I get my 30 right away in the morning, and that makes my day much easier. So then from there, I'm gonna have breakfast when I feel ready to break my fast. I always start with apple cider vinegar, and I take that about 15 to 30 minutes before I eat. It can be longer, but at least 15 to 30 minutes so it can get my digestion going and do its job before I break my fast. So then from there, I will have my breakfast, and usually that's just any high protein meal. Lately, it's been a lot of Greek yogurt parfaits. So I'll add some granola, I'll add some fresh berries, delicious. I'll have that. And then fast forward about 2 hours, I'll have a protein shake. Usually throw in some hemp seeds or flax seeds or chia seeds for some added fats, healthy fats. And then from there, I will have lunch. So my breakfast and my lunch are usually about 4 hours apart, with a snack in between right at that 2 hour mark. So for lunch, half of my bowl is going to be vegetables, whatever form that is for this week that I prepared it. This week in particular, I have a lot of stews ready to go. They're all veggie stews. So I just threw in some chickpeas, some other beans, some mushrooms, some sweet potato, hodgepodge of a bunch of different vegetables, always some red onions, always some carrots and some broccoli, cauliflower. So I'll have half of my plate full of veggies, and then I will have another half cup of grains, usually brown rice, wild rice, or quinoa. I'll also eat some couscous from time to time, but I try to get the grains that I know will be full of fiber and also generally gluten-free options because that's better for my digestion. So I'll choose that. That'll be about half a cup on my plate. And then I'll also add half a cup or a fourth of a cup of protein, depending on what the protein is. Today I ate a bunch of tofu that I grilled on the skillet with some Buffalo Wild Wing Asian Zing sauce. It was delicious. So that was thrown in there and I was ready to go. A lot of times I'll add some shredded carrots on top or even some shredded cabbage. I like the red purple cabbage, just to add some color to my plate, honestly, but also because it adds a crunch that I enjoy. And then usually I will add maybe a fourth of an avocado to the side, something that I can kind of mix in there and get some soft but yummy fats into the meal as well, because it's all about texture sometimes too. So I'll share that probably took me about 5 to 8 minutes to prepare today because it was all prepared in advance. So really I just scooped out the veggie meal that I made. I scooped out the prepared quinoa. I scooped out the prepared tofu. And then I also added the avocado and the crunchy cabbage and carrot, and then I heated it up before I added the cabbage and the carrots, but it was delicious. So that's what I recommend for you. Just kind of have an idea of what you want your lunches to look like and your meals to look like so that you can be prepared in advance. That is going to make a huge difference. And also don't get too wrapped up in making sure that every single meal is different because it doesn't need to be. Each meal can be similar if that works for you. I'm someone who loves sauteed vegetables. I love that to be the warm part of my plate. And then I add in something crunchy. So I have sunflower kernels on the side. I have dried fruit that I can add. I'll add some feta on top of meals. But usually for me, a warm bowl is the base of what I like to eat all day for lunch and dinner. From there, 2 hours later, I'll have another snack. It's usually carrots and hummus or broccoli and hummus, cauliflower and hummus, as well as an additional protein shake. Now with lunch, I'll probably have about 12 ounces of water. With my snack, I'll have another 8 ounces of water. And then fast forward to dinner time, I'm gonna have another 20 ounces of water at night with my dinner. In addition to, again, building my plate the same way. And then I'll add a dessert. So lately I've really enjoyed having a banana or half of a banana and then some chocolate because I love chocolate and it's delicious. And so I add that in at the end of the day and I just moderate, right? I'll just have, a couple of the rectangles of chocolate, or I'll have one beautiful ball chocolate, those Lindt chocolates that are so delicious. I'll have one of those at night. And then my goal is to just make sure that I don't eat after dinner. So once I've sat down and had my dinner, I don't eat anymore. And that keeps me on track. So as you consider, creating your own wellness roadmap, or if you want support creating your own wellness roadmap, we're here for that. I love supporting my clients. That's usually the first thing we do is create our wellness roadmap to get back on track with your health and wellness. Having something there for you that's outlined that allows you to know exactly what your next step is and to not have to think so much. So basically, I take the thinking on for you and then you just execute, you do it, and then you find yourself little by little achieving your goals. So the reason it's a personalized wellness roadmap is because it's going to be based on your goals. What are your protein needs? What is your water intake? What does your daily schedule look like? Where can we sneak in these things? And now this was just about nutrition, but your wellness roadmap is also going to include things like your spiritual wellness and how you can incorporate that daily, your relationship wellness, your fitness wellness. So how can you move your body and at what times during your day or your week can you get moving and in what ways to achieve your goals? So for example, if you're someone who's really wants to tighten up your core and just knows you'll feel better with a tighter core, we're going to incorporate certain core movements that you're going to be doing daily or weekly to make sure that you are achieving that goal in particular, because it does matter how you want to feel. That's one of the goals for me, is to make sure that everyone understands you really can feel better. And it's an amazing thing. I want that for you and I want that for everyone. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out. There are links below. We can set up a strategy call and get started with your wellness roadmap. So I hope this video was helpful for you. That's a little bit about how I focus on my wellness roadmap nutrition to maintain my weight loss. And you can do the same thing. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments about how you maintain your weight loss. And if you're interested in more videos like these, please remember to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.